Christmas is all about forgiveness and family and tradition. If you just believe, if you let that spirit in, it fills you.
Don't touch that!
Don't touch my Krampus.
Nobody better touch my Krampus. Nobody touches my Krampus.
Oh God, I got scared. That scared
What was
me.
that? Holy shit.
Jesus saw that.
Jesus saw that.
Yeah, he saw that.
Jesus and his dad. Oh!
That happens when you cannibalize elves.
No one's getting Christmas presents.
No more Christmas cookies for you.
We'll just get this Christmas party started. Yes, sir.
Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah.
Welcome to another B movie. I'm Keri, and that's
Yvette. Hey.
Woo! We have a special Christmas movie that we just watched called A Christmas Horror Story from 2015, starring the lovely William Shatner as Dangerous Dan.
I love Christmas.
More like El Drunko.
I know.
El Drunko Dan. Merry Christmas.
It did make me want to have some eggnog, though.
I know. A lot of people don't like eggnog, but I like
Oh,
eggnog.
I love eggnog.
A little bit of brandy.
A lot of brandy.
We're gonna deck some halls.
Especially if you've seen The Family. You need a lot of
No
brandy.
kidding. And that's what this movie is all about.
Mhm.
Family.
It is about family. It really
all
is.
Oh,
It's about family
Family.
and your family of choice. In a lot of ways, that's making me
it
think.
is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, we have all kinds of families in this.
I know.
We've got
changeling families, ghost spirit families.
ghost spirit. We have changeling family. We have a ghost spirit who is trying to impregnate a woman. I mean, that's a different type of family. That's
Well, that was about building a family.
it's built. It's a creative way.
A creative way
of
to
building
build a
a
family.
family. I mean, the ghost. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll get to it. We never seen this before. I wasn't expecting it to be an anthology the way that they pieced the anthology together. I thought it was going to be more linear, where you have different stories. But what they did was they intertwined multiple stories into one story,
Yeah,
which is really interesting.
It's all connected, but this one
No.
there was a connection somehow. Each person or family had a connection.
Well, let's talk
was
about them in our linear way, so we can understand it.
Good luck with that with my ADHD.
No.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So let's see. So there's basically
4 stories, right?
4 storylines.
Yeah.
There was one that was kind of centered around a changeling situation, and there was another one that was just all about Santa.
Yes.
Kind of all about
Santa and the special shiny undead elves.
No, that's so good. That was my favorite. I love zombies. We've gone over this several times. I love zombies. I love zombie movies, anything zombie.
Yeah.
Never seen an elf zombie. They were cool. I especially loved Sparkly.
Yeah, I love their dirty
Sparkly the
mouths.
undead elves. I know they were
I
so
love I
foul-mouthed.
love their dirty mouth elves just saying all these nasty, horrible things. It was beautiful.
Yes, Shiny!
Shiny, risen from the dead. Quick, go, hide.
Where's my fucking chicken?
Oh, they were foul-mouthed. They were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. And then we have a ghost story kind of in the midst of all this.
Yeah, and of course, it's the fun part about it is it takes place in what used to be a convent and currently a Catholic school, an academy for all the Catholic children. So that's a beautiful very much like the Jesus story.
This Christmas season, experience one of the most cherished Bible stories.
Very much like the story of Christ.
The Jesus story.
Our Lord
Je-
Jesus Christ.
It's all about Jesus. Jesus.
It was
It's a religious experience.
it was for me.
Yes. So we have that. We
So
have
changelings. And then
yeah.
of course our big one, Krampus.
Yeah, we got-
Krampus knock.
I knew it. Krampus. Vile enemy of Christmas.
Yep, Krampus, and
Am I
that
saying that
is
right?
another family who are really trying to do a little money grab with their auntie.
Hear that? I want this to be a happy, loving family.
So you want a Christmas miracle?
So that one's all about dysfunctional families.
Right, so it's
that's
basically
very
the
dysfunctional
normal
family.
American family.
You know, the usual American family for sure.
Yeah, dysfunction everywhere.
There's this one story where a family, there's a mother, the father, who's the police chief, I guess, or a policeman, and their son, they go to the woods illegally to go get a Christmas tree with their little asthmatic boy.
You okay? We can go back if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Most adorable little boy,
Right.
and he's asthmatic, and he gets lost in the woods, and then
Right.
the parents can't find him.
No.
And they finally find him. He's
Right.
changed.
What the hell happened? Why'd you take off like that? Why?
Don't yell at him. It was your idea to come out here.
Yes, he has. He comes home with the folks, and he is a different boy in every way. I mean, he's eating his spaghetti he's never eaten in his life, just attacking his dad with a fork
All right, I think that's enough.
Damn it! The fuck? Scott, no!
right through the hand. Boom. Perfect.
Obsessed with hands.
Obsessed with his mom, too.
Oh, I know. That was gross.
That was.
I mean, at this point, you don't realize that there's something, there's something wrong with the boy, and you assume
yeah,
he's like
because he's
possessed
watching
or
his
something,
mom take a shower, so there's something
which
wrong
is
there.
like, well, so creepy. And
Will!
it does get creepier, much creepier.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That was not
That
good.
was no. That's when you know that he's possessed.
Okay.
We
he's
thought he was possessed by a demon or an alien, something like that.
Mhm.
And so we figure out he is in fact possessed by a changeling.
It is the story of the changeling. It's a good story. It's a good telling of the changeling.
Yeah, yeah. It's very enjoyable.
Enjoyable watching him stab his father with a fork and
Yeah, chewing up
And-
his hand, gnawing on it.
being all pervy with his mom.
That's how you know that someone's a changeling if they start getting like super perverse.
It's terrible.
Is that how it
terrible.
happens? It's the truth. That's when you know. Oh my
And
God.
when they
no,
start crawling on the walls.
Julie's gonna be like, wait a minute, are you a fucking changeling? What's going on? No, it's me. It's just me being me.
Oh, we need to take you back out into the woods. Leave you in a tree.
No. Yeah. The story of the changeling.
When it
Yeah.
comes to family, the changelings are kind of like the family to the woods keeper.
It's all right. They're not going to test you as long as I'm here. They're afraid of me.
Did you feel that? I
Yeah.
felt that.
The whole problem was the man who lives in the woods. I mean, this was his family's property for many, 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 many generations. Because they're the ones that are in control of the changelings. They try to make sure they don't leave the premises.
So they're keeping them captive.
Yeah, and that's why there's no trespassing. And they trespass to get a Christmas tree, a big no-no.
Oh.
Never do that, people.
I mean, the changelings
Leave it
are
alone.
foul little creatures, but
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of funny, but yeah. You don't want one in your life, trust me.
that actually ended up being the most heartwarming story.
It is. It is. Maybe we shouldn't give that part away.
Okay, we'll leave it for the end because it is the
Yes,
most heartwarming
It's
part.
heartwarming and yes, very nice, very nice. Woo! Yeah. And then, of course, we have our average
You
family
hear that? I want this to be a happy, loving family.
going to visit Auntie Tenta.
Mm-hmm.
What? Tenta,
Tenta,
some,
tenta,
Tenta,
teta, tenta, not
Tenta.
teta.
We're back to the changeling.
Oh.
Oh my God. Yeah, so they went to see I guess the great aunt of the children. The father is basically forcing the family to go visit her.
She did invite us, right?
No, think of it as a Christmas surprise.
Taylor?
Come on, 'tis the season. She'll be thrilled.
Don't touch that!
They never visit her. They don't even really know her.
No,
And
they'd have no
he's
connection.
no, and he's acting like, oh, this is gonna be so great. We should really catch up and get to know each other better. That's what family does. It was just a bullshit scheme.
Yeah.
He just wants to go there so that she will invest in his business because basically his business is failing and he needs the money in order to
Yep.
keep his wife happy because she's beautiful and
And she's
likes
way too good for him.
and she likes the materialistic. She's very materialistic. She wants the
Well,
goods, buddy, the goods.
I don't know if they
Yes.
ever implied that. She never asked for it.
That's for what?
She never asked for the goods.
All you care about is your stupid, precious business.
There is no business. I just raise money to pay debts to keep things going.
And he just decided that he needed to get her all these fancy things so he could keep her.
They're spoiled, trust me.
Just loans. Lots of loans.
God. But she doesn't know that. She thinks that they're wealthy. And they have a teenage daughter, kind of, I guess, high school age, who has a
Yeah.
boyfriend who's she's a kleptomaniac.
We
She
find out that
loves
she's
to
a klepto.
steal. She loves to steal little things here and there.
But honest, I'm not as bad as those other kids with the sex and the drugs and the cutting and. Mom, I don't do that. I just steal stuff.
Which is kind of sweet and endearing. Just
Is
wait.
it?
Just
I don't
wait.
know.
Just wait and see. Just wait, you. And then they have a younger son who's probably what, 12, 13?
I would say about that age.
And
At
he
12-ish, yeah.
you know what? He is a little shit. I do not like this kid.
He's a psychopath.
What do you think happened to all our pets?
And so anyway, they're very unhappy going to visit, but they have to, and they're in this situation where they're visiting their German grandma, right?
Don't touch that!
Yeah, I mean, the way she talks about Krampusbach or Krampus, whatever. Isn't that a beer? Winterbach? Krampusbach? I want the Krampusbach.
Krampusbacher. I want the Krampusbacher, motherfucker.
No.
Give me the Krampusbacher.
She has an
I
accent.
really want that.
Don't touch that!
Exactly. So yes. And of course, they're the children are there bored to tears. And the old lady's like, what the fuck are these people doing here? I never see this family. I don't even hardly know them. Why are they here visiting me? Unannounced, we find out. Unannounced, which is
Aunt doesn't not really even want them there. The father just goes there because he needs
strike
money.
a deal. He wants to strike a deal. Come on, invest, invest, invest. Don't do it. Don't do it, Auntie.
Oh, she's not that stupid.
No, she's not. The little boy is going through all their things, and the girl is stealing because that's what she does.
I just steal stuff.
And the boy comes upon these little figurines, and one of the figurines is a very detailed antique figurine of Krampus.
He disappeared. Krampus.
Krampus. The boy is so naughty. They tell him to put that back, and he says, fine, and he flings it off the table like a disinterested cat.
Oops. Duncan.
That was very unwise.
I know. He's just being a little punk.
I know, in front of everybody he does that. It's not
He doesn't
as
care.
if it's not as if he's like hiding it and knocks it over. He's just like a cat, like boom. What are you gonna do about it?
I know you're just setting it up because you know all these people need to be taken care of by Krampus.
By Krampus. Oh.
Don't touch that!
So he breaks the little arm of Krampus. And by that time, they're like ready. They're like, get the fuck out of here, kids. And weirdo nephew. The groundskeeper is hanging around and he starts to get a little testy with them because they are really taking advantage of their hospitality.
Take your family and leave now.
Well, let's not be
No, I'm
hasty
sorry.
here.
I feel one of my spells coming on. I cannot entertain guests. Goodbye.
Stealing, breaking things, asking for money. Oh, and the wife is drinking up all their booze.
This place. It's like Paul Bunyan and Count Dracula gayed up and built a dream home.
Get out of here right now! Go!
Take your family and leave.
So they leave. 2 seconds in, this thing flies across the road. And of course, they swerve so they don't hit it and they crash out.
It looks like a Yeti. That's the end of the story. There is no more story.
Krampus took care of it in one
I know, he didn't have to do anything else.
We gotta see what really happens, right?
And so they're walking through the woods. They're trying to figure out, what to do next. And then all of a sudden, this harpoon or something like hits the father.
That Krampus is a load of old German
Bullshit!
And the little boy is just like walking off on his own because he doesn't even care about the dad. He thinks his
Dad,
is...
sorry you're bleeding to death. What did he find? He found a flare. Look at this flare. That looks interesting. I'll walk over there. He's holding up the flare. And
I honor you, Krampus.
Yeah, we thought that he was definitely about
All
to.
hail Krampus.
We thought he was definitely going to the dark side, enjoying it.
Well,
But
he
no,
was already
just
on the dark side.
Oh my God, yeah, he's an idiot. But anyway, yeah, so he gets a chain and wraps around his legs and pulls him into the forest as he screams and yells. And the mother's like, "Oh no, my beloved son!" Wow.
And then we never see what happens to him. And
Right,
he just like
because he was a
disappears.
little
He's
shit.
gone.
He's gone. He's a little shit.
Krampus ate him.
Yeah, right.
He took care of that one. They're trying to escape Krampus. They hide in a church, and Krampus immediately finds them. But this is where we find out that the father has nothing.
He comes clean.
He comes clean, and that's where they find out the girl is actually a klepto, and that their son, he's a psychopath. He'd been killing animals.
Yeah.
And it's like you really don't have too much sympathy for them.
No.
Right? It's like Krampus, come get them.
Right. It's like, please get these people, get them out of this picture already. I'm done. I'm done with these people. God. Yeah.
And Krampus gets the mother, but the girl escapes. She runs back to her auntie's house. She was like, didn't we make this Krampus get released by breaking this figurine? And she's like, oh no, child. Krampus is just the spirit.
The spirit of Christmas.
It's the spirit of Christmas.
Spirit of Christmas.
Krampus is a Christmas spirit. And like your father said, the Christmas spirit can fill anyone.
And anyone could be Krampus.
You could be Krampus.
You just have to be filled with the spirit.
Anyone can be Krampus. You put your mind to it, you could do anything.
If she can see it, she can be it.
And we find out that the Krampus is actually the gameskeeper because he was just filled with the spirit of Krampus.
He comes for little boys who touch things they shouldn't.
It pissed him off what the kids did.
They annoyed him so much he turned into Krampus.
So much that the spirit of Christmas took hold. The spirit of Krampus.
The spirit of Krampus took hold.
Yeah, and he became Krampus for the day. He's the winner. He's the winner of the Krampus transformation.
That's what this is about, family and transformation.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Redemption, transformation. The birth of Jesus.
The birth of Christ.
This Christmas season.
Oh, no.
You get the gold star. Yeah.
Was it? No, I'm gonna have to revisit that. No, now I'm thinking it was.
We'll get to the virgin birth later.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Oh.
Okay. So do we even want to tell the ending of that though?
We'll wrap everything together in a nice little package for Christmas. The twist endings at the end. So let's go to the next one. So
Yeah.
something happens at that point. We'll go to the next one though. So we did the changeling one. We did the
Yes.
Krampus one.
Santa and then the school.
Santa and the
So,
school. Let's do the
yeah.
school.
Yes.
Gotta finish off with Santa.
Okay, yeah, 'cause that's a big one. That's a big
Yeah.
one. Okay. School children, school children.
It's a
High
bunch of horny teens.
schoolers, as usual. So there was a murder, a couple of murders that happened in the school.
Some kind of
Yes,
academy.
academy that used to be a convent. They have some information on it, but the killer has not been found. And so these kids, they want to do like a show, basically, like a YouTube or something about the murders. And so they go to the school and they sneak in to the area where the murders actually took place. Of course, they're not supposed to be there, but they don't care. They're doing this. They want to find out. They want to film. They want to see what's going on there. They want to see where the murders took place, all the gruesome details, right?
School was the scene of an unimaginable crime when two of its students, Connor and Jenna, seen here, were found, murdered in cold blood.
The place is pretty desolate and scary because it used to be a fucking convent. How much do you expect to see in a convent? Not much, right? Crosses.
A lot of empty rooms where you can
Yeah.
kneel on the bare ground to
pray
before
and-
your vespers.
God, yeah. Oh, the jump scare. There's definitely
This
a
one was
jump
actually
scare in
this one I
this.
actually screamed a little bit.
Yeah, I
This
think
one made me
it caught
scream.
us both off guard.
I mean, you always kind of expect jump scares, but they got me. They got
Yeah.
me like at least 3 times with this one.
Yeah, so you definitely want to watch this one because that'll get you. It'll get you. It's kind of cute. In one room they have basically a life-size nativity scene.
This is a nativity scene. The school didn't put it up this year.
There
With
in
some
the
kind
room.
of decaying nun in the
It
corner.
looked like it. We thought for sure that was the murderer hiding amongst all
That was weird. I thought one of those
the
were going to come to
dummies.
life or turn
Me too.
around.
I totally thought that.
That didn't happen.
No.
Spoiler.
Sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
It was
So-
creepy anyway, though.
No, and they found out that in one of the rooms it almost kind of looked like there was some medical equipment there.
It looked like a medical table, and it was
Yeah.
full of blood.
And they
You knew
found
something
out-
was happening there.
Yeah, yeah, and somehow they found out that basically a young woman was pregnant and she was living there with the nuns at the convent, and I guess she tried to abort the child. Herself?
I don't
Or
think
did the
she
nuns
was
do
trying to
it?
abort the child.
The
It
nuns
seemed
took
like
it.
the nuns were trying to abort the child because the girl was claiming it was some
Right.
kind of virgin birth, and so
Right.
the nuns were, I guess, giving her an abortion.
Yeah, because they made it sound like the tale was that she did it herself. But as you see these ghostly images, you see these nuns around her. So that's where you're like, wait a minute. They were the ones that did this to her because they didn't believe her and they wanted to keep it all hidden.
Just in case it was the priests. Which is a most likely
Merry
story.
Christmas.
I know.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
A grotesquerie Christmas.
I'm not going to midnight mass.
No.
You don't get me a midnight mass. Yeah. So they realize this happened because they start to see like little ghostly images that appear.
This
And
ghost girl starts appearing in the halls, and
Right. And she's kind of covered in blood and
it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like creeping around the old school, and they got stuck in the basement. They get locked into the basement. So they're creeping around the basement of this old school, and you can see the ghostly apparitions like popping up behind them every once in a while. There's 3 kids there. There's 2 boys, 1 girl. They're doing their news story. And the girl gets possessed by the spirit of the young woman that lost her baby.
I don't know what. She started freaking out and twitching. Whoa.
After that happens, she tries to seduce this one boy that has a girlfriend, the girlfriend of the klepto from the other story.
Just steal stuff.
That's how they connect.
That's how they connect it.
Right.
And he's like, no. And
He's a
then you
good
don't see him
boy.
again. He's a good boy.
Hey, this isn't gonna happen, Molly. I have a girlfriend.
Won't say what happens to him yet. So he refuses her, and then all of a sudden you see her, and she comes into another room where this other young boy, who's just like timid little boy, teenager, she then seduces like an evil succubus.
Right.
This is what you want, isn't it?
I know. It was for real, too. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, she's, oh my, what is she doing? Ooh, oh my goodness. These horny teens are going to get in trouble. Yes. But
Another virgin birth.
But after that, she starts to kind of wake up and come to. So the spirit that was possessing her left her body. And she's looking at herself, looking down, going, oh my gosh, what happened? And she looks at the boy. She's like, what did you do? And he's like, what did I do? What did you do to me?
The spirit. She is filled with the spirits.
So shall we leave it there and then till the ending?
Twist is pretty good. We need to talk about that. And then there's my lovely, I think my favorite one, because I love zombies and I love Christmas. Who would have thought they would have come together so incredibly well?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Stay back, Jingles.
It is Christmas. Who would have thought that you'd love a Walking Dead elf named Jingles?
And Shiny.
And Shiny.
I think Shiny was the first one.
Trying to eat Santa's brain.
Yes.
And Santa's a badass in this.
Yeah, it's funny. He kind of looks like Nick Nolte from back in the day, and he's kind of like beefy,
Little
big
bit.
guy. Yeah. And the thing with elves is they don't die. They never die. They live forever.
They're never supposed to.
Right. And so, however this occurred, I don't know if it was the Christmas cookies.
Mrs. Claus's cookies.
She had
All
a
the
thing-
elves loved her cookies.
And she gave them a stomach bug because there was something wrong with the cookies, and because they don't die.
That's what happens when you fool around with elves.
It mutated. It mutated and caused
With Christmas elves.
zombieism. I don't
know how that was transmitted.
I'm sorry, Shiny.
Protect yourselves on Christmas.
Protect yourselves when you're
If
with
you're going to
your
be having
elves.
parties with elves.
Stop in your rosy cheeked ass, you fucker.
We all like to do that at the holidays.
I said I don't want a goddamn cookie. You reindeer fucking snow whore.
Oh my gosh.
So they all become zombie elves, and they are just all over the place, running amok. And Santa has his staff, and he's just chopping into bits one by one.
And then it's just
He's
a
pretty strong.
bloodbath.
Yeah, he's strong. It's glorious.
It's really good.
Glorious. It's a glorious Christmas.
And they're so
story.
foul-mouthed.
The Christmas balls, you fuck.
That's what I
Elves
love
are so
about them.
foul-mouthed.
I love it. I love it.
You rosy-cheeked. That's awesome.
And this is how it ties back in.
Merry Christmas.
and this is how it relates to families and family gatherings. This is a typical thing you hear at a family gathering. You rosy cheek.
I know. After they start handing out the brandy and the eggnog.
Yeah.
That's a pretty typical family experience.
It is. Merry Christmas to one and all.
Mrs. Claus and Santa are not getting along. She's sharing her cookies with all the elves.
Giving them the zombie disease.
You reindeer fucking snow whore.
To Typical Christmas.
Christmas with family.
It's all about different kinds of families.
Right. And the narrator of our story, I don't know if we said this, is William Shatner. He's the DJ.
Brilliant William Shatner.
Yeah, he's the DJ of the town Bailey Downs, and this is where it's all happening.
Scotty, beam me up.
All happening there. And you know, he's just drinking and reporting and listening to music, playing the music, drinking all the eggnog.
So here's to the season. Here's to you, Bailey Downs.
And so he brings it all together. He's, you know, with his little.
It all ties in with him.
Everything's related.
Everything in this is intertwined.
7 degrees of separation.
7 degrees. 1 degree.
Exactly. Shall we get to the endings?
Let's get to the endings and
Okay.
how all the family dynamics work. We should have had a therapist on here so we could kind of work out how this all relates to family dynamics over the holidays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's real.
You could totally see that.
It's real.
Should we end with Changeling since it is the sweetest story?
Sure. It's very endearing.
Let's go to the kids in the old convent.
Okay, yeah.
Virgin birth.
So as the ghost, we know, has possessed the girl, and she had a little tryst with the boy, and then the ghost appears to both of them. And she's pretty much explaining what the deal is. And she's holding the little dead baby in her arms.
Which was kind of icky.
Yeah, that was kind of gross. And she comes up to the girl and touches her belly, because now the girl is going to give birth to the spirit of the ghosty baby so that it can live on.
So is she like the spirit, Holy Spirit? Is she like the Holy Spirit? Is this a virgin? Well, it's not a virgin birth.
Kind of is, because neither of them really knew what they were doing. He was like totally possessed and he didn't know what was going on. So they killed him. The spirit is able to break his neck.
Breaks his neck, crucifies him, and then miraculously puts a bun in her oven.
Discover the miracle of Christmas.
And she smiles.
Door opens on its own to the room they were in.
Yeah. She's like, thank you. She's like, this is what I've wanted this whole time.
Just want you to carry my baby for me. Kind of like a lesbian story.
Yeah. They have this baby together.
Gonna raise the baby together.
I don't know if she's gonna show up later. She may show up at
she's a negligent.
Girl's place.
You better raise this baby with me.
I'll be there. You'll see my spirit, my ghosty spirit
be there in
popping
spirit.
up.
Every once in a while.
So that's a lovely Christmas story.
That was kind of heartwarming.
Yeah. Special birth of a child on Christmas. That's a Christmas miracle.
Total Christmas miracle.
I wonder what the baby's gonna look like.
Krampus.
Yeah. Dark hair, light hair.
Glowing eyes, ram horns. Adorable.
So cute.
So that's one family dynamic.
Transformational, spiritual. It's all there. And the next story, shall we go with Krampus?
That was a good one. And it's also very powerful for women.
It is.
It's a very powerful feminist story.
This is what we need now in our lives. These powerful stories. Rise up, rise up. Do what you need
Rise
to do.
up for Christmas.
Oh my God. Christmas wish. Krampus for a day.
If we could all be Krampus for a day. I think we're all feeling it.
Totally. Can you feel it rising in you? I am Krampus. So as you know, the auntie was saying that Krampus isn't a person, it is the spirit.
The Christmas spirit can fill anyone.
And so the girl realizes, wait a minute, you put us in harm's way. You knew that Krampus was going to get us.
Because we're bad.
We're bad, bad people. And so you sent us away right away, knowing that Krampus would get us. because Krampus was actually the groundskeeper. And she said, well, it's the anger and seeing all this naughtiness that's going around, all this horrible treatment of people and whatever. That's what causes the Krampus effect. So he embodied the spirit of Krampus, became Krampus, chased after them, and killed just about all of them, except for the girl. So she's really pissed down to her bones that this woman would put them all in danger like that. Of course, she's getting so angry, so pissed off at all this naughtiness, her naughty aunt, that she starts to transform into Krampus.
You've been a bad boy. Mother of God.
Beautiful lady Krampus.
Oh, is she a lady? She looked like a pretty beefy Krampus to me. A beefy, burly Krampus. I didn't see anything happening in the breastage area.
No, and it's just because, you know what? It's all in the heart. It's the heart. It's the heart. Doesn't matter how it shows up on the outside. It is the heart.
It does prove that women can be anything they want to be.
You can be anything you want to be.
Anything in life.
You're pissed off enough. Rise up, become the Krampus.
Million woman march of Krampuses.
If she can see it, she can be it.
I would love it. And oh my God, yeah, can you imagine that? Any men who are naughty trying to grab any of the Krampuses
would be in so much trouble. And so this is all about transformation.
And spirituality.
Spirituality, redemption.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know damn well that the gal who became Krampus is not going to do bad things ever again. Once she gets back to her old self, she's going to say, you know what, I'm not stealing anymore. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm going to be a good girl.
And then her day as Krampus is done.
Right. And she can turn in her horns. In the meantime, the DJ, Dangerous Dan, is giving notices to people to please do not go to the mall. Do not go to the mall. There's something happening there. There's hostages. It's just a bad scene, people. Don't go anywhere near the mall. And he keeps trying to talk to his friend who was supposed to be at the mall.
What's his name? Krusty?
Storm. Something Stormy. Storm.
Need an utter chaos down at the mall. Still no word from Storm and Norman.
Stormy.
I keep wanting to call him Krusty.
Stormy smiles. He's the weather guy. But anyway, he's supposed to be giving information to Dan about what's going on. But he can't get a hold of him. This is where there's the other tie-in.
This is where it comes together. So what happens is Santa's in the warehouse and the wind is blowing and the doors are rattling and we know something ominous is about to happen.
And he's already killed all the elves. He's battled. So he's like, what the hell? What's going on? Why is everything rattling? What else could possibly go wrong? The doors blew open and he sees
giant, big, burly Krampus.
Yeah, coming after him.
Who's there?
So it's good versus evil, right?
And they're just MMAing it. It's a throwdown.
It's the girl fighting.
I know, so we're thinking it must be her. It must be Klepto Krampus.
Exactly.
Knew it. Krampus. Vile enemy of Christmas.
As he's fighting Krampus, he's just about to kill Krampus, and then all of a sudden, he has this realization, and then you realize...
There's a guy on the ground wearing, reindeer antler headbands or whatever. And he's like, don't do it, Storm. Don't do it.
Please don't kill me, Norman.
Norman.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Norman?
And then he comes out of this psychotic break, I guess, that he had. And he's looking at him and realizing, oh my God, that is not Krampus. What am I doing? And then we could see that it's actually Storm from the news agency who had a psychotic break, and he believed that he was Santa, and he was wearing the Santa outfit for the mall.
He keeps kind of popping in and out of that consciousness.
Yeah, it's like, I am Santa, and then he's back to being Storm, and then he's back to being Santa.
And then they go through all of the different images of what he thought were the elves that were zombies coming after him.
Yeah, it was so sad.
It was so sad. So that story of the elves never really happened. It was just all his psychotic break.
Yeah. But that was a fun ride.
I liked him better when he was a badass Santa killing zombie elves.
Yeah. Just leave it at that, please.
So there was no Klepto Krampus. There was no elves.
No, there was
Klepto
Krampus, but
she wasn't there.
Right.
That was his imagination.
His imagination of the Krampus. She already fulfilled her duties and was probably home having eggnog herself and having some. She was done. She did her job as Krampus.
Maybe she stays like Krampus forever. We don't know. Maybe she never transforms back.
It's seasonal. It's a seasonal job.
Is it seasonal?
Now we got to talk about the changeling ending.
That was my favorite, most heartwarming ending. Because really, who was the bad person? The groundskeeper in the changelings was the Wicked Witch of the West.
They're afraid of me. I know how to hurt them good.
He was holding back all of these changelings from living their best life. And in the end, it's like you don't know what's really going on, but the mother is trying to get her baby back to. She was screaming at the groundskeeper, "You lied to me."
Right. You said if I bring the changeling to you, I'd get my son.
One of the other changelings that was her son, still dressed like her son, I think, comes out, and you see all the changelings around them, and you think for sure she's going to kill the changelings. But then she doesn't. So she shoots the groundskeeper.
Right, because she had her gun on her, and she was ready to, do some damage, and she sure did.
And all the changelings are all like standing around her. And it's just like that wonderful scene in Wizard of Oz.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
And then they walk away and maybe go to other people's houses. I don't know. I don't know what they do after that.
And now they're free to be themselves.
And so then the mother, she's begging. It's like, I want my baby. And this changeling's like face to face with her, and he's creepy changeling.
Yeah.
And then the changeling goes away into its log house, into its tree house.
The tree, yeah.
The tree hole.
The tree hollow.
The tree hollow. Goes into its tree hollow, and the little boy comes out. He's half naked in the freezing cold, but he lets him escape. He's just in his chonies, and he comes out, and he comes back to the mother. The changelings were so kind-hearted. I know they're perverts.
They said
I know that they have a anger issues.
They enjoy eating hands.
They like the taste of wrists.
They eat the hands.
They're kind of messy when they're eating spaghetti.
Right.
But they're good people. They have a moral compass.
After they murder the dad.
they let the child go back with the mother. On the other hand, I'm not quite sure if it wasn't another changeling.
No, it was the boy.
Are we sure?
Yes, because he was wheezing.
Maybe he just had a bad smoking habit.
No, she knew. She's like, that's my son. Because he's like, and she had the asthma medicine.
Oh.
That's how she knew. That's my boy.
He could have been pretending. He just got better at lying.
Oh, God. It's a different changeling.
That's another perverted changeling.
Oh, God.
And that was the heartwarming story of Christmas.
It is. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And family dysfunction. It's just as good as Home for the Holidays. If only Jodie Foster had directed this one.
I think if she directed it, would have another feel to it, a different feel.
It would feel more indie.
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
not blockbuster like this one.
No. Definitely. Oh, God.
But yeah, this you could totally get a therapist to come out and watch this one with you.
Yeah.
And just like try to define all of how this relates to the nuances of a dysfunctional family.
Exactly.
That's why it's so relatable.
In our minds, at least.
It's so relatable.
I think they're going to put us away.
I know.
They're going to lock us up. No, it was funny. It was fun.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a good romp.
It's a good time. Get yourself an eggnog, some gingerbread cookies.
It was
and
enjoyable.
Put your feet up and watch this film. You'll enjoy
Drink a bunch of brandy and take some mushrooms.
it. And then you'll really enjoy it. You'll come up with so many other layers of this. And then you can write to us. Write to us and tell us what else you come up with.
It'll transform you.
It'll transform us.
It will.
Oh my gosh.
Merry
Yes.
Christmas to one and all.
And to all a good night.
I feel the spirit. I'm gonna transform into Krampus.
Good night to all the snow whores
and foul-mouthed Christmas elves.
Yes. With their rosy
and my
cheeks.
my pervy little changelings.
Oh, what a Christmas we shall have. Beautiful. Thanks for listening. And you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Another B Movie Podcast. And you can email us at anotherbmoviepodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Remember to subscribe. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel too. If you want to see some of our antics at knots and all that good stuff.
If you want to see us transform into Krampus.
To Krampuses. Las
pesadillas
son
gratis. Happy holidays. Mahu Dori Fahu Bori.
I don't even know what the hell they're saying. Rosy cheek cunt, Papua face no more. Rosy cheek cunt.